It's March 7, 2025. While that date is completely abstract in the sense that, there's no direct start to time that we can precisely pinpoint, and it's based on a dubious at best religious principle. It's a commonly accepted way to judge time. And while that time is relative, my time is set. And the time that I've lived is a finite amount that is distinctly measurable. And, not an expert on quantum mechanics or anything, but obviously your perception of time is relative to your speed and your mental processing capacity and the amount of new information you're receiving on a day-to-day basis. At least that's my current understanding of it, which is why, as a child, your time seems to be longer, if that makes sense. And as you age, time seems to speed up because you're gaining less new information on a daily basis that your mind needs to categorize and process. All that being said, I feel that adolescence is somehow departing. And while that's not necessarily accurate by most standards, I'm 23, after all, young by most standards. My youth is not my defining characteristic anymore. For a long time, the spaces I was in and the roles, both, I guess, societally and career-wise, and the spaces I was in, I was young to be there. And that was the primary defining characteristic of who I was. I based my worth on the fact that I shouldn't be where I was based on my youth. Although now I've remained fairly stagnant in my life while, time has inevitably plodded forward. And I guess I wrestle with that in many ways. I place a lot of value on that because it was my defining characteristic for such a long period of time. I feel at least that I can't be a prodigy anymore. That was always sort of a dream of mine. The idea that someone could master something at such a young age. And I don't believe I'm close to mastering anything. In fact, I would argue that I don't believe that I even have something specific that I want to master, which obviously is an important first step in that, that area of thinking. How could I possibly have mastered an area? Mastery takes time and dedication and concentrated effort, which, regardless of whether or not I have that drive or motivation to consistently put that effort forward, it's impossible to even see or direct it if I don't have a target. I think that setting goals and targets is important. So I guess that, I think, is my most next important step. If I am now at an age where prodigy is impossible, mastery still is. And I need to really pick a specific direction and aim myself at it. I do enjoy being, for lack of a better term, a Renaissance man. I follow a variety of interests at a surface level. But true mastery is, I believe, what impresses me most about individuals that I look up to. Specifically in creative fields, but also, areas of business thinking, economics, driving, just anything that someone has mastered, that's an admirable trait. And I think that's a universally admired trait that individuals possess. And I like to be admired. Everyone likes to be admired. Humans are vain. Inherently. I believe I am, specifically vain. I'm sitting alone in a room looking at a camera talking to myself because I believe that my thoughts and opinions are valuable. My thoughts and opinions are valuable. I'm valuable, I matter. Corny, I know. Bit of therapy for myself. You know, just an abstract string of thoughts. It's my devlog. I'll be back. Have a good one.